The 2026 draft class is absolutely loaded with talent, and Darryn Peterson sits at the top of that list. With the ball handling, strength, and over-the-top shot making, Darryn Peterson has become one of the more intriguing prospects in this draft. And I think Darryn Peterson has the potential to be one of the best scorers in the NBA. There are a lot of things that stand out about his game that show me that he can be a top-tier guard in today's game. There's been a lot of comparisons to Kobe Bryant, and I don't know if I would take it that far saying Darryn Peterson can be one of the greatest shooting guards the NBA has ever seen, but the ceiling is definitely high with him. And in today's episode of At the Buzzer Sports, we're going to be looking at Darryn Peterson's offensive film to see if he can be the next shooting guard superstar that the league is waiting for. Some of Darryn Peterson's biggest strengths show that he can be one of the best scorers in the league. With the passing, ball handle, the ability to sell free throw calls consistently, his strength and his finishing all lead to the fact that he can be a fantastic scorer at the next level. And here are some of the things that I think Darryn Peterson can improve at. The in-between game is lacking. I feel as though he does not have the feel to pull up for mid-range jump shots or to just work with what the defense is giving him. And the second thing that could lead right into it is the shot selection. A lot of this could be due to the fact that he's playing in high school and he has the ultimate green light. I have the faith that he's going to be able to improve these parts of his game, but only time will tell. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get right into the Darryn Peterson offensive film room. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is some of Darryn Peterson's strengths. I do believe Darryn Peterson does a really good job of getting to the free throw line. He has a really quick first step. He has really good manipulation, meaning keeping the defender on his hip, keeping the defender in contact, and drawing fouls. So the first thing I want to look at is him coming down the court and drawing a foul. First, he puts his shoulder into the defender and gets a lot of good leverage off of that. And once he feels the help come, he's going to bring his ball up. He's going to bring the ball up and he's going to receive contact. So once he receives the contact, he's going to go into a shot and draw the foul. Let's take a look at another possession where Darryn Peterson is being guarded by, I think this is the same guy. He's going to drive right past him. He has the ball handle and the speed and the strength to be able to get past his defender. Once again, go straight into his shoulder. The defender cannot absorb that contact. He's pushed off his spot and he gets straight to the free throw line. Here's another clip of Darryn Peterson getting straight to the free throw line. And I want you guys to pay attention of how he's getting to the free throw line. The first was out of the post. The second one was him getting downhill and getting to the rim. And this one is off the off ball. This is like a handoff, dribble handoff, or just a pass and screen from the big. And the way he runs off the screen, he's extremely tight once he gets off the screen. I want you guys to look. Look how close he is to the screener to make sure he gets full separation when he receives the screen. So he's gonna get very close to the screener, and that, I think that's AJ DeBonsta. He uses contact. Darryn Peterson immediately goes up for the shot and gets to the free throw line once again. He actually didn't even get to the free throw line in that clip, but I do believe that that would be a foul in any other game. Here's another clip that shows the first step and the ball handle and the manipulation in between trafficking, or the manipulation in between the traffic of the defense. That's something I want to show you guys right here. So he's going to be bringing the ball up and he receives a very high screen from the big, being guarded by AJ DeBonsta once again. We're going to have a film breakdown on him as well, and Cameron Boozer, but Darryn Peterson manipulates the screen. He gets straight to the basket and he sees an opening here and he drives with such force, allowing the defense to foul him. And this is something that I definitely can see a lot of people getting annoyed at, just by, you know, we see this in the NBA a lot. We're going to see the clip coming up. He's going to have a one-on-one versus AJ DeBonsta. He's going to call for the isolation, and he has the first step. I want to go back. He has the first step. Let's watch it real fast. He has the first step right about here. He has the first step. He has the step. So I think AJ DeBonsta is one of the better perimeter defenders in this class. And I think these are multiple games, by the way. He's played against AJ DeBonsta multiple times, and he's been consistently able to get the first step against him. And I think that's going to be the case for a lot of guards trying to guard him in the collegiate level, in the NBA level, and of course in the high school level. And he's just been able to consistently either overpower you, drive right past you, or do both, because I think he has a really good combination of speed and strength. So we're going to see him drive past, but another thing we're going to see is him hook the arm. I don't know if you guys see that, but he definitely hooks the arm right here. So once he hooks the arm, he goes up and draws another foul. I know that a lot of people don't like this, but a lot of the best scorers in the NBA get to the free throw line. SGA gets to the free throw line. Jalen Brunson gets to the free throw line. Luka Doncic gets to the free throw line. Guys that score are going to be able to get to the free throw line consistently, so I think that's something that is extremely valuable, especially in the NBA. If you could be somebody that averages 7 to 9 free throw attempts a game and can get to the free throw line once the game is close, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but we're in the second and it's a 4-point game. Being able to consistently get to the free throw line is going to be something that helps your team. Another thing I want to talk about with Darryn Peterson's scoring is the off-ball play. We see Darryn Peterson be used off screens a lot, and whether that's able to getting to the rim or that's just rising up and shooting. I said in the weaknesses earlier in the video that he does have some issues with the over-the-top shot making. These are a lot of the shots that he normally takes off the ball that we're going to see in just a second. He's going to come off this screen here right off the inbound play. He's going to take the shot and he's going to shoot. And the shot falls. I think a lot of it has to do with variance. And when you take shots like these, it is going to be relied on variance. But the best part about Darryn Peterson is he can get to the rim. Darryn Peterson can get wherever he wants on the floor with the ball in his hand. And I think that's something that's extremely valuable. Being able to rise over and take those shots. Sometimes he makes them, sometimes he doesn't. This is the game where he dropped 58 points. So obviously the shot was falling. When the shot is falling, he becomes extremely hard to guard. Here's another clip with him relocating off the ball. As you can see, the ball handler right here has no dribble. He picked up his dribble and he relocates, Darryn Peterson does right here, and he's going to find a really good opening within the defense to get to the rim. So he relocates here and he has an immediate first step. Off the catch, he's driving straight to the rim. And he hesitates here, and this is something I'm going to talk about. This is something I'm going to talk about with his weaknesses. But he gets to the rim, he misses the shot. And this is exactly what I wanted to talk about here. He's off the catch and he has all this space to work with. And this is one of the weaknesses I want to talk about most because I feel as though he does not take what the defense is giving him. There are 4 players from the box to the rim, 4 players. And he has one of the 5 players on the court behind him and all this space to pull up for a mid-range shot. You can see that he may have wanted to pull up for the mid-range shot right here. This is the shot. This is the shot. And it may not always be the decision making. It may just be the lack of touch there, because I've seen in his game that he may not be the best from floater range. He may not be the best from the mid-range area. So it may just be a preference of him wanting to shoot threes or get to the rim. And obviously NBA scouts and NBA coaches, they're probably going to love that today. But to be one of the best scorers, you have to have that in-between game, and I feel as though that is lacking. So when we look at him having that shot there, he just chooses not to take it and settles for the much more difficult shot around the rim, and it doesn't fall. And this is another thing, I mean, when he has a really good combination of speed and strength when heading downhill. And when you have that as a guard, that's extremely hard to stay in front of, especially guys in the high school level. And I think it's going to get better once he progresses more into the stages of basketball. Once he gets to college, once he gets to the NBA, I think the frame is going to get a lot better. I think his strength is going to get a lot better, and I think he's going to keep the first step. So when he's driving, he's going to burst right there. There it is right there. That's the first step. The second, don't think the big man is just walking. He's there on purpose. As soon as he sees that seal, he's going to go. As soon as he sees that seal, he's going to go right there. And now he has the more favorable matchup in his opinion. He already has the first step and he's already having the seal to the basket right here. So he has the strength aspect, he has the lane, and once he gets met with contact, he finishes right through it. That's something that he can consistently do on a game-to-game basis. He can get wherever he wants to go. I think Peterson can be one of the better pick and roll guards in the NBA once he really develops into a shooter, a over-the-top shot maker, and somebody that can play in the in-between game. And as we're going to see, him driving is already really solid in my opinion. He has the building blocks to be one of the better drivers in the league with the manipulation and pick and roll in the first step and the ability to finish through contact like we've seen there. Here's another look of when he's being guarded one-on-one on the perimeter. He gets low with his stance with the ball in his hand. And when he's low like that, there's no resistance. There's no resistance in stopping him of where he wants to go. The person guarding him he doesn't show any resistance. So Darryn Peterson gets exactly where he wants. He creates enough separation once he stops his dribble or stops his motion to be able to Euro to the side and create a good look at the rim. And this is where some of the strength and build with Darryn Peterson can help him in the long run, because off the ball, he could be used in a multitude of different facets. He could be used to break a zone. He could be used as a screener. He could be used as somebody as like a baseline runner. He could be used in a multitude of different ways. He could be used off pin downs because of his ability to rise up. He gets extremely high when he's shooting the ball, and his ability to get downhill and blow past guards. So in this scenario here, he's being used as a screener. He pops out for the wide open three. And when the shot's falling, that could be really detrimental to a defense. And another thing I want to talk about is the process of what Darryn Peterson is trying to do. Because if I'm his coach and if I'm working on developing Darryn Peterson's game, I'm extremely happy with this shot, whether it falls or not. Here we're in the pick and roll. We see the big. He's positioned perfectly to stop a rim attempt, and he stops and he settles for a floater. It does not go in, but I will take that shot because he's taking what the defense is giving him. I've seen in multiple games that Darryn Peterson has played that he really struggles sometimes with taking what the defense is giving him. In earlier possessions, you would see him pull up right here, or maybe you'd see him go all the way to the rim, but the ability to stop on the dime and take that floater shot is what I'm happy with. It doesn't matter to me if he makes it or not. And this is the very next play, or his very next shot attempt. He gets the screen here. He's going to drive, and he goes for the floater. So in this game, they have a really good rim protecting big. So I didn't see him necessarily go to the rim as much, and he was settling for a lot of those. That's why I say sometimes it's not the process. Sometimes it's not the decision making. Sometimes it's not the shot selection. Sometimes it's just more with comfortability. Sometimes, or maybe Darryn Peterson is more comfortable taking those pull-up threes. Maybe he's more comfortable going to the rim and getting to the free throw line or converting at the rim. Maybe he's not as comfortable taking those mid-range shots, and that could be valid. One of the most underrated parts about Darryn Peterson's game is his passing. I will always be someone who advocates for the scorers who can also make the proper read. And here we see it again with him being able to blow past his man. He draws in the big, and as soon as the big draws in, he sends the lob pass. It's right there. It's that simple. It's that simple. Here Darryn Peterson is going to notice the fact that there's an opening with the defense. I want you to look at number 4 as he's sitting clearly in the lane, and number 0 right here is playing up high to try and contain a Darryn Peterson drive. Instead of driving, instead of doing anything, he finds the opening and he nails it. Here's another read of Darryn Peterson getting into the teeth of the defense and making the right read. He's going to go and pick and roll, and as soon as the big attends his attention to Darryn Peterson driving, he's going to make the proper read for another lob pass. So overall, the combination of strength, speed, shooting, passing, and finishing with Darryn Peterson is what makes me think he will be one of the best scorers in the NBA. And I understand time is the only thing that's going to be able to solve this, how he plays at the collegiate level, what situation he goes to in the NBA, but in my opinion, he has all the tools to become one of the best scorers in the league. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching this episode of At the Buzzer Sports. Let me know in the comment section which prospect you guys would want to see me scout next. Whether it's Nate Ament, whether it's Cameron Boozer, whether it's AJ DeBonsta, I'm down to do any prospect that's going to be coming out of the 2026 NBA draft. And if you guys like this type of content, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at ATBSports1. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok at the Buzzer ENT. And make sure you guys join my playback room over at the Buzzer Sports. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.